Hello, I'm back. This is the first video I've made, I think, for about 5 weeks now. If you watched the last one, you'll know it's because I was experiencing quite bad tendonitis in my hand, which started coming on after Christmas, after I changed my computer keyboard. Always a big mistake. Anyway, thanks to everyone who sent good wishes. The old hands are getting better now. I'm not quite there yet, so I'm going to be taking it easy for a week or two. But certainly I'm in a lot less discomfort than I was previously. Okay, I want to get going on the videos again because I've got a few interesting questions come through over the summer. And the one I want to deal with today is a question that's come up from, I guess, upwards of half a dozen people over the past few months. And it's this: how do I learn all the different chord shapes on the piano keyboard? Yeah, so this question tends to come from people who have learnt their music initially on the guitar and are moving to piano. And of course, if you have a guitar and you have a chord like C major, there are 3, 4 or 5 different positions you can play C major in on the guitar fretboard using bar chords and all the rest. And you know, a lot of people who watch my channel, I know, hi guys, are guitarists, so obviously that's a question with a lot of appeal. The problem is, on the piano, of course, there are literally hundreds of different ways of playing a chord of C major. Yeah, loads of different ways. So what's a good way of learning all the different positions and inversions? Okay, well, the first thing to say is try not to think of it in terms of learning all the different positions, because that's not quite how it works. Yeah, when I first started learning how to kind of improvise and play blues and jazz on the piano and stuff like that, I didn't sit down and make a big list of all the possible C chords and try and learn them. Rather, what I did was got used to playing combinations of the notes that make up the chord of C, C, E and G. Yeah. Okay, and mostly I did that just as a result of playing, but to a certain extent my piano lessons, the kind of classical piano lessons I had, helped as well. And one exercise in particular, that's what we call the broken chord exercise, which is actually based on arpeggios. We've talked about arpeggios in the past, but a very, very simple broken chord exercise you start doing when you're quite young on the piano just looks like this. Okay, just going up the scale of C, the chord of C, like that, and back down again. Now, why is that useful in terms of that question we're posing? Well, if you look at all those positions, they're all different C chords in different inversions. Okay, we're going root, first inversion, second inversion, root, first inversion, second inversion. Do it in the right hand as well. Whoops. Doesn't particularly matter what fingers you're using there. I'm tending to use my 5th finger on the top and my thumb on the bottom, but then 3rd or 4th in the middle, depending on what's comfortable. So if you pick a particular chord, you can do that broken chord exercise and really experiment and play around with it. So go with 2 hands, and then you can do crazy things like contrary motion, okay, and so on. That will help you learn your chord positions for any given chord. Okay, we'll come on to how to do it with more complex chords in a second. First, it's worth thinking about a couple of other benefits of that exercise. First off, it's really good for kind of expanding your psychological space at the piano. That sounds kind of pretentious, so let me explain what I mean. When people first come to the piano, whether they're absolute beginners or they're just remembering or they're trying to figure out stuff because they play other instruments, if you're in that position, you tend to limit yourself to a space of 2 octaves, about there, okay? And anything out there is a little bit scary. It's a little bit kind of no man's land, yeah? So doing this kind of thing where you're going, you know, and moving around at the extremes of the piano helps you get a sense of having control over the whole 88 keys of the keyboard, okay? Also, it's really good for finger strength and flexibility and so on, yeah, because I talk about this all the time, but we're using that little pinky finger a lot. Okay? And like your scales, it's a good way of building control over your whole hand, so that when you are playing, you don't have that kind of awkward, jerky sound that a lot of pianists have who don't have the classical training but don't play their scales either. It kind of gives you the hand control. Broken chords are really good for practicing that. Okay, say you're working on a more complex chord and you're getting a little bit confused. You've got a chord like, let's say F7, 4 notes, and you want to do the arpeggio. How do you know which note to hit next? It's easy. If you look at what I'm doing, we're going F, A, C, E flat, then going up, so that's first position, then the second position starts on, obviously, the second note of the first position, and the new top note is an octave up from the first note of the first position, okay? So you've gone from there, F, A, C, E. E flat, sorry, A, C, E flat, F. So the F was in the bottom of the first one, top of the second one, yeah? Then, so the second position, bottom note is an A, go to third position, C, E flat, F, and A is now at the top, okay? And again, that's teaching you the different inversions of F7. Again, do it in 2 hands, do it in contrary motion, really play around. It'll build your confidence, it'll build your sense of chords. If you're not sure what the notes of any particular chord are, you could check out the Piano World chord tool. Just Google. I used to put a link in, but it's a bit pointless. Just Google Piano World chord tool. You can type it in, it'll tell you what the notes are. Or check out, let me drag a copy out. If you've got a copy of my book, How to Really Play the Piano, which I'll mention in a second, there are chord charts in the back of there. Okay, so you can work out what any chord is. Okay, so there we go. There's one thing for you to try. While we're on the subject of scales, I just want to mention an issue that came up a couple of months ago. Someone was asking me, in fact 2 or 3 guys were asking me about how to perform fast pentatonic runs. Okay, so a pentatonic scale. How do we do it really quickly? Okay, the answer is I figured it out, but I'm not going to demonstrate because slightly hurty hands. I don't want to blitz it too hard. What I have done is found a really, really good video by Dick Hyman, who's a superb, I'm using the present tense because I think he's still alive, might be wrong. Dick's an absolutely superb pianist and explains it brilliantly, how to finger a pentatonic scale. He does it in the context of explaining arctatum runs. He mainly talks about pentatonics going down, but the same principle applies going up. Okay, basically he talks about going everything in 3s and 2s. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yeah? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Check out Dick's video. I'm going to embed a link here to it because that will explain everything. It's not Dick's video, it's not his YouTube channel, it's someone else, but someone else has found it and very kindly posted it. So there we go. Okay? Hopefully I'll be able to playing at full speed again soon. I'm gradually doing just a little bit more piano playing each day. Some days better than others. If any of that doesn't make sense, post a comment. I will come back to you eventually. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time. If you've got any questions or suggestions for other tutorials, I've already got quite a long list, but I'm always welcome. I'm always glad to hear new ones. If you're interested in my book, How to Really Play the Piano, the stuff your teacher never taught you, you might find it useful. $14.95, and this is the one I've got marked up. It's the proof copy I've dug out. Anyway, I'll embed a link in the top of this video. Print edition and digital edition are available. Loads more people buy the digital edition because you can get it straight away. Pay your money, down it comes. Anyway, there we go. I've wobbled on enough for one day. I will hopefully be making another video a little bit later this week. I want to try and get back into a rhythm, so keep your eyes peeled. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe. I'll maybe include a link. And there we go. I look forward to making more videos again very, very soon. See you soon.